You are watching a multi-part series, and this is chapter 5, so I think you should probably start at chapter 1 by clicking right now. Do it. Part 2, The Line, Chapter 5, Dreams. Only 1 year before all of this, our roles had been completely reversed. Hooper was the one sleeping on my couch, and I was the one housing the Borderline Vagabond. We were just as drunk back then, too, and just as vulgar. Some things take longer to change than others. I've assembled a list of actionable items, and I'm on the verge of true freedom. Can you taste the sweet air? He was pacing around my living room. The old hardwood floors creaked, adding emphasis to every step. He always had that little list of actionable items. It was a notebook he carried with him that contained a long-running list of things he was supposed to do. He was always writing things in and crossing them out. He didn't go anywhere without his list of actionable items. It seemed like a tangible part of his life was in that book. Actionable items, huh? Sounds professional. Where does whack my pud fit in among all the self-loathing and womanizing? He stopped and looked at me for a second, raised his arm and pointed. If you were half of the professional I am, you'd have your own list of actionable items that consisted of more than bong rips and vodka fifths. I laughed. He got me. So, where's the main nerve? Why did you flee Virginia? Are you a fugitive at large? Am I an unwilling accessory? Where's the body? Are you infested with any incurable diseases? I had received a frantic phone call nearing 3 a.m. before, after a long string of texts that grew less and less intelligible as time went on. I was working, so I couldn't answer the phone. I listened to the voicemail as soon as I locked the front door. Hey, it's Hooper. Pack up the bong and buy more booze. I've discovered the main nerve. I'll be in the Mitt by 5 tomorrow. Be prepared. The circumstances look dire. We called Michigan the Mitten. Not just us, you know. A whole lot of people call it that. If you can't figure out why, look at a map. After that, if you still don't understand, kill yourself. He had been out east, lost somewhere in Virginia, sucking the go-green cash cow for all it would deliver. He worked for a private contractor, designing and building overpriced, sustainable housing. It was a seller's market. Demand for the back-to-earth but close-to-the-city lifestyle among the East Coast elite was high, and the supply of applicable contractors in the area was low. That meant Hoop was getting fat paid, while at the same time no less full of anxiety for the future. He'd found himself trying to clear his sour state of mind, driving north to Washington, D.C. for a weekend away from plundering the vapid young money elite of their trust fund dollars. We maintained frequent communication despite our geographical disparity. Email and instant messaging had made it so we could keep tabs on each other's pursuit of the American dream 24 hours a day. He had told me earlier in the week that he was heading to the district to clear his mind, hoping he could find a nice, clean hotel with a good bar nearby. He found the bar, sure enough, but he soon got thrust into contemporary polemics with a good-natured and diabolically corrupt GOP yes-man. He called me a rhino when I saw Sarah Palin on TV and said she was a cunt muffin with ugly hair, said Hooper, loudly taking a bite from an apple. Jesus, what'd you do? I told him if he ever called me a Republican again, I'd cut out his eyes with a can opener. Did you get security called on you? No, man. He said I'd never met a Democrat with a spine before. What'd you say to that? I told him if he ever called me a Democrat again, I'd cut out his eyes with a can opener. Good fucking answer, man. Shit, man, that guy was a cool motherfucker. He offered to pick up my tab after that. Hell, we drank till the bar closed. Who the fuck was he? Some lobbyist, I think. Some bootlicker making moves for some up-and-comer from some dumb state. Reagan was mentioned. Apparently he licked enough boots to pay for your ridiculous consumption of alcohol. Shit, that's not all he paid for. Do tell. He paused for a second, as if he was reliving it one last time in his brain before he told me the story. Well, I got pretty drunk, that's when I started texting you. He grabbed the phone out of my hand, looked at it, and said, "You're texting a fucking dude, man? What's up with that? We need whores." So what'd he do, buy you a fucking whore? Yeah, but not just any whore, man. A top quality, only services the suites at the Four Seasons whore. An escort. Champagne bottles. All on the GOP dime. Why aren't you still balls deep in the lap of luxury, fuckstain? You encountered an A-grade prostitute in a suite at the Four Seasons only to come 12 hours away and pass out on my couch? It just isn't right, man. Your taxes just paid for my sticky dick. I haven't even washed it. Well, when you put it that way, it does kind of piss me off. Who cares though, right? You found the main nerve. Go take a shower. That's the issue. Fucking GOP hookers isn't my American dream. It's an every man's fantasy. I hit the main nerve and I don't know if I'll ever find it again. Fuck, is that what this is about? You need to set your goals higher, man. Fucking a politician's hooker for free after a free night of drinking in a free hotel room that you left in a huff. That's just a good story, man. A conquest. It's not the main nerve. I quit my job. I saved up enough money to live for a while. I think I'm just going to hit the road. There's no coming back from this. I'm just going to live in my truck for a while and take it as it comes. All of this over some free hookers? It's not about the fucking hookers, man. It's about the fact that I just topped out on my potential. I'm damn near 30 and working for peanuts with a private contractor. I'll never get a taste of pussy that expensive again in my life if I don't start getting proactive. I need advanced degrees. I need capital, networks. I need to quit digging holes in the country for rich pseudo-hippies. He sat down on the couch with his head in his hands. He wasn't having a nervous breakdown. He wasn't crying or getting emotional or anything like that. He was just so frustrated. You could feel it in the air. It was like a pressure cooker in there. He was on the verge of discovering something huge about himself, about to take a new turn down the great road of life, a new exit, a new set of directions, maybe even a new destination entirely. I was just glad I could lend a spare couch and a shot of whiskey. Who hasn't felt like that before? A time when the weight of the world was crushing you, keeping you immobilized and unable to move forward. Then the weight disappears in a single instant of realization. That's how you know you've found it. The main nerve. The living, breathing serpent of socio-cultural ubiquity. I just wanted to scream, "Find it! Find the fucking melody, man! Grab hold and don't let go. Play it all night long. Play it until it goes out of style. You're gonna make it through this." If you have the right eyes, you can see the main nerve rolling along the hills of the Dakotas, floating along the Mississippi, climbing the Rockies, surfing the coasts, and in the knowing smile of every person that finally figured out the dance. On the train stations and subway platforms, and in the buses and airplanes, in the factories and the corner stores. Sometimes it's obscured by the filth and monotony, but you can always find it if you look close enough. It's a great big world out there, filled with potential and opportunity. You just have to reach out and take it sometimes. You have to make the dream a reality, and nobody wants to do it for you. Your sacrifice, your reward. Hooper found the great wide-open arms of the American dream staring at him from behind the eyes of a $3,000 a night politician's escort. His dream was perverse, and likely illegal, but it was the dream nonetheless. The dream that we're all dreaming when we roam the streets, when we get in our cars and go to work, and when we come home to the lives we've built up around us. Maybe it isn't a dream as much as it is a promise we make to each other. A promise that we're all in this together and that we know it. That no matter what happens, we still have another day to look forward to, another opportunity for us to get closer to what we all really want. It's refreshing to see that in the eyes of another human being, knowing full well they've seen what you've seen, heard what you've heard, dreamed the same dreams, thought the same thoughts, and cried the same tears, knowing that you aren't the only one who feels like giving up sometimes. That when you stare up to the stars at night, there's a million people all over Earth just looking right up there with you, wondering what it all means. In that moment, I kind of wanted to punch him in the face. Somewhere in the back of my mind, though, I wondered if he could use a hug. He was obviously upset. Hell, so was I.